Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to my channel and to Scraptember with the Scrappy Sisters and Laura Alberts, and for 30 Days of Sketches with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And today's prompt is monochrome. And this is a sketch we'll be using today, and it was created by Laura Alberts. And it's a beautiful sketch, and I'm going to stay pretty close to it, only I'm going to flip it on its side. I have a picture that is landscape instead of portrait, so I am just going to turn my sketch to the right and go from there. This is my third layout. I started two different ones and caught myself twice adding colors that I did not need to be adding to be monochromatic. And then I got to thinking, if I did autumn, I'd have all kinds of shades of orange, all the way to yellow orange and all the way to burnt orange. So that's what I decided to do. There is some teal in this collection, a really pretty teal. And I had a hard time not putting that on there, but I did it. And I'm even going to cover up that little pumpkin up there by that truck. Yeah, that's the only thing that's actually ends up on the layout. That is that color, and I'm going to cover it up. I'm using it instead of the smaller photo, and I cut it out of a 4x6 card, but I just didn't want to lay the card there. I like the shape of well, I think it's called a top note shape, and I like that better than I did the rectangle. My doily, as y'all noticed, was white, so I inked it first with antique linen, but I'm going to end up adding some of the rusty hinge, just add a little more color. I used the scraps from my photo matting to make a couple of tags because there are two tags in the sketch and they're different colors, so I'm putting mine different colors also, and I'm going to put the reinforcers the opposite of what the other one is, or rather the opposite of what that one is. I'm going to switch them off. I do have some orange twine, so of course that's going to go in my layout, and I'm going to put that in both of the tags. The photo is of my nephew and his wife and his kids, and they are honestly about the only one that ever gives me real photos. Yeah, usually digital in a text or on Facebook or something, but they actually give me real photos because they know how much I like them. But their photos do have a bright blue. However, I just left it. I didn't scan it and print out a picture in black and white. I figured I'm going to scrap what they gave me. And I love it. And I may have worked blue in if I wasn't doing monochromatic. But I'm not exactly sure how I would have worked that blue in. It might have been beyond me. I do have, which I'm sure they're all dried out and don't work, uh, markers that I used to color the photos. You get them printed out. And maybe I get them printed out in black and white and color some things on there. And I really enjoyed that a long time ago. But then I started printing at home more. And it don't work so well on the ones you print at home. But way back then, I bet I would have been tempted to color these shirts. Yeah, it's 3 shirts that I would have been tempted to color. The other 2 are fine. They're more autumn colors, the other 2 shirts are. I put my picture on foam tape, so of course then I had to put that truck on foam tape. I got to looking at the layout and thinking it needed some more inking. Can you tell? I'm just going here, there, and everywhere with it. I thought I'd kind of do a halo kind of thing around my cluster there. And I thought I'd use one of these little wood buttons. I don't. I couldn't find a place to put it. It'll be the same way with the brads. I won't find no place for them either. Those leaves I showed right at the beginning, an envelope with some that weren't fussy cut out. I fussy cut all these out, and then there's some teeny tiny acorns that I cut out too. I did it a couple of months ago. I bought this paper not super long after I started scrapping, and I'd seen a paper bag album, fell in love. Well, it was on TV, it wasn't in person. And I decided I wanted to try to make some. And I bought a bunch of paper that was autumn and did autumn photos. Oh, I still love it every time I look at it. Of course, y'all know I love scrapbooking autumn, so I was going to for sure love that. But I bought a whole bunch of paper because I was making several. And I still have the leaves. Well, I have the pumpkin ones too, which is really big pumpkins. But I think I'm about out of the leaves. I got all those fussy cut and a few more to fussy cut in that baggie, and then I'll be out of them. And I've used them on layouts for years because, I bought like 10, 12 sheets of each thing I bought. Um, I first thought I'd kind of have the leaves, flowing in the air, falling down off the tree. But then I got to, that's why I scattered them around. And then I got to looking at it and thinking I'd rather have like clusters and have them nestled against something. So that's what I'm doing, is making me a few little clusters with the leaves. But can y'all see that if I took the layout, flipped it to the left, that it resembled the original more? Of course, my title won't be in the same place. Trying to figure out, my twine was getting really loose on there, and so I'm just gluing it down to make it stay the way I want it to stay. I'm not doing the ends, just where the loop is at. And I'm tucking in, that one leaf is the only leaf that's shaped like that. I guess I used all the others, but it was the only one I found. But I thought I'll go ahead and use it and tuck it somewhere. But mostly I think all I cut out, have laying there that's cut out, is maple and oak leaves. And of course the little teeny tiny acorn. Yeah, I like those. I can't believe I cut so many of them out, but I did. I decided I needed like a little base for my cluster there. It looked kind of like it was lonely on the bottom and needed a little something else. So I decided to add a banner. And looking at it, I think it needs just a little bit. I didn't want it. It kind of looked, once I put the banner on there, it looked symmetrical, and I wanted to give it a little something to make it look asymmetrical instead. So I am going to add some cross stitches. I really like my Amy Tan template to make them with, but they're such big X's and I wanted tiny. So I went ahead and made tiny, and I'm going to put 5 in there. I started to put 4, and then I will poke a couple of more holes so I'll have 5 instead. And I am going to add the word family right there too. And it feels like it's less symmetrical once I do those 2 things. And I think I'm about done except for the sprinkles. So I want to mention that down there below, you will see the links to the Scrappy Sisters, Jess and Katie, and you'll also see the link to Laura Albert. And then from Christy's Beautiful Life is Christy's link, and then loads and loads of others. Yeah, it's been a really fun hop, and I have really enjoyed it, even though I haven't felt up to par for a few days now. But I am taking antibiotics, so fingers crossed I will be feeling much better. Oh, here I used that trimmer to cut that, and I ain't cut it straight. So I had to go ahead and use my scissors, and I'm going to layer it. I'm layering it both the cream and the burnt orange. And like I said, it's just going to go right over on the corner of the photo. Just add a little something down there. And yeah, I think the last of the layout is the sprinkles. And I am just going to use the Rusty Hinge Distress Ink and add just a little water to it so that my watercolor brush, my mind went blank, watercolor brush can do the sprinkles. And first time around, I didn't add enough ink. I added a little bit more very quickly. And see, the first blotch don't look orange enough. So I wanted it a little more orange, so I added a little more ink. And that worked. I got more orange that way. Let's see. Instead of flowers and butterflies, I have leaves and more leaves. I do have the two tags in the doily. I do have a title, however, mine's kind of sort of where my small picture should be. And yeah, I mean, sketch. And I did hear Laura say yesterday that if a sketch is in color, it's one that she did. So we can all remember that between now and the end of the month. But yeah, that's it. That's my layout. If you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I'd love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. And thank you for watching today. And have you all been able to keep up with these videos? There's been so many. I haven't caught up yet. Nope, not yet. I probably have enough to watch through October. Maybe November. But I hope y'all are finding time to watch them and that you have a happy, scrappy week. Take care and stay safe. Bye.